Put the Earth Collar on focus for the kick. Oh, so we're just taking it smaller. Alright. No, we're not taking it small. Alright. Interesting. So I'm going to get marked with a debuff, which means I'm going to drop a pull underneath me every so often. Here comes the knockback. We have to line of sight so we don't take that. I don't think my group heard me. If you don't line of sight, it does a lot of damage. And I'm surprised that's on an 11 as well. It just goes to show you, regardless of keystone level, mistakes can happen. Again, here comes the knockback. The line of sight the cast. Or it hits you for more than half your health, as the Paladin just demonstrated. That Twilight Flame, you've seen the Paladin just shouting. Where's he going? Where's he going? Paladin, behave yourself. That Twilight Flame is a dot that comes on you that also places these little things underneath the floor. If you stand on them, it does a lot of damage. As you can see on this druid, it's really taking his health down. Where the hell is he? Why is he up there? What? Oh my. Everything's going wrong. This makes for good footage. See, mass tremor, nobody's kicking it, so I'll interrupt that. These mobs here, the overseers, do an enrage for the full group that they're with. If you have, it's worth de-enraging them. Or if you're moving pack to pack, make sure the overseer has just done his enrage cast. Or wait until he's done it before you pull more. What you don't want to do is go into the next pack as he casts it, and you have at least 5 mobs all enraged. This one here is going to do a big pull, so I'll put 1 on focus and mark it, so that I can kick mass tremor. I'm going to stun just to give him a little bit of time, and let the damage start ramping up. Just in case something goes wrong here, I'm preparing some serious cooldowns. Mass tremor. Okay, so the damage in that pack was nice. Again, avoiding the swirlings. That was well done. So they done the hard pack, right? But they struggled with the smaller pack. Very interesting. I like it. There's a few key packs here that you need to focus, which is this one I'm targeting now, and that one there. The lower you can get these 2 packs, the easier your life becomes when it comes to clearing them. Oh, I was turning into a clicker there. I had to get a drink. If you can get those packs down quite low, it becomes a little easier. Otherwise, you have to just grin and bear it and hope for the best. Again, 3 packs. Oh, sorry, 3 mobs. I will mark 1, hopefully, so that people know that I'm going to be interrupting it. And if they do mass tremor, they must be stopped on their cast. The good thing about having a boom gun. 8-second silence. Which thankfully they're going to get some real love in the next patch. When they're AoE silence, if they silence their main target, will be a 45-second cooldown instead of a minute. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that extra 15 seconds is going to be marvellous. I'm going to time my stun with both Salatath and some of the casts. Again, prioritising avoiding the swirlies. Now, regarding the boss here, there's a few things for healers to watch out for. There is AoE damage that you do get a chance to out-heal before the next one. There is a tank buster called Skull Splitter, which lasts over a few seconds. Just make sure the tank's topped. And 3 people in the group will be marked with a small circle around them. As long as they make sure that they move to the edge of the room with those circles, no one will die. Just essentially with this fight, find a safe area. Okay, circle's on me, so I'm going to move to the edge, facing inwards. It will propel you the way you face. So don't be looking over the edge, you'll get knocked straight off. There's always 4 lanes, 3 of which will be marked with the dragons. Make sure you're not daydreaming and you can easily avoid the danger path. Again, 3 circles. Are they going to move? Are they going to move? Are they going to move? Whoa, danger close. Again, moving into the safe lane. It's going to be AoE incoming. I'll pop a defensive for this one. Prioritise healing everyone else. Or not, people. Or not. Very questionable. Did he get raised in the lane or did he not? Okay, I've got time to move to the safe zone. I'll throw some rebuffs. And here comes the AoE. That tank is falling really low with that. Again, I need people to scooch out the way so that I can easily keep everyone top. Thankfully we went to the far side this time, which buys me some time. And we're going to have the AoE, and then we're going to have the 3 circles afterwards, once we move. And safe areas all the way to the side. I don't know how this is going to work, so I'll drop Spirit Link, just in case people start hugging each other. If you are unfortunate in this fight, you can get it all in the one line, and it looks like this, and it's really scary. So it's a pseudo enrage. Again, one's on me. I'm going to move to the edge. I'm going to look towards the boss, lest I get knocked off the edge. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can reach. Oh, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. We made it. There we go. Nothing to panic about. The next few packs, there is one elemental that does a tank buster, and then he does an AoE on the group. As long as everyone's above half health, they're fine. The 3 small casts, the Beguilers, have something called Chained Mind, which if left alone, it's a channel ability that lasts a few seconds that stuns one target. Just pick a target, interrupt it. If not, make sure you use it. Some form of interrupt to break the channel. If you can though, if you don't have an interrupt for it, wait until the Chained Mind cast goes off and then stun. That way they don't recast and it becomes a bit easier. Now the play here is normally kill this pack nice and quick and then move down to this anvil right here. As long as you hug the inside, you can avoid the boss. Again, I'm going to mark my targets. But hopefully nobody interrupts my triangle. There we go, as soon as this casts Chained Mind, I'm going to interrupt. Any more get through, I'll use Thunderstop. And here we go. After this, while the boss is still walking around, you've got time to either clear 1 or 2 extra packs. Lava Fist is just a tank buster. As long as the tank's using their mitigation, it's never enough to kill them. At least not at the levels I've been doing. The Flame Renders here do a tank dot. Death Knights can EMS it. It does, I think it's around 8-second dot on the tank. And it really cripples them. So they must watch their cooldowns. For a simple mob, it hits harder than some bosses. Okay. Is he going to go clear more trash or are we going straight for the boss? What are we doing, tank? Where are we going? Lead the way, oh boy. Okay, on this boss here, every time he will switch between different weapons. When he does so, there will be group-wide AoE damage. The first one is going to be a frontal that you must face either against a wall, into the lava, or away from your kiting path. Because as soon as he does his frontal, it will leave a massive pool on the ground. After that, it's going to be his swords he'll pick up, which is a lot of damage on the tank. As is, every time he switches weapons, it becomes very, very rough on the AoE healing. So Molten Flurry is the single target tank smash. You will get marked with a Molten Spark during this. Just make sure you go behind the boss and not in our AoE path. You'll generally have an easy time. The next one is going to be his mace. He walks very, very slow because it's so big. But if he reaches the tank, he will one-shot the tank. So this, the tank must kite. And it's going to be AoE damage again. Then it's rinse repeat. He'll pick up his shield, he'll do his frontal. Oh, that is brutal. That's what happens if you don't do it right. Oh my. Then it's going to be his swords after a little bit of AoE damage. So here comes his swords. As you can see, the lava starts to spread over time, so if you do end up cutting off your path, it becomes very difficult as the fight goes on. So let's see what way we're going to go. What way are you going to go, tank? Are you going to go back or are you going to go forward? So this is the mace again, so the tank must kite. But the good thing about ours is he's on so low health that we don't have to worry too much. Pulsing AoE damage because he's switching weapons. And that's it. Nice and easy. If you make a mistake, sometimes with the shield, it's very difficult to recover because your kiting path becomes non-existent. So the tank's got 2 dots on him in a second. As he extend it. Oh, okay, fair enough. You can you can stun the mob and delay the casts from these flame renders. That way it only applies 1 dot to the tank. But if both dots go on you as a tank, massive cooldown or start kiting. Oh, we're pulling this back as well. Okay. Again, mob on focus, ready for the kicks. I love that AoE silence from a boomkin. Here comes the AoE hit. Chained Mind for me, so I'll kick that. And this, oh, good kick. I was going to say this is what happens if Chained Mind cast goes off. You essentially get stunned and rooted for 4 seconds. Oh, that hit him very nastily hard. So he's going to go for a big pull here. That's why he's calling for Bloodlust. I'm going to put the big eyeliner on focus so I can kick it. This one you don't normally do in a pug because it can be scary. You need to stun or de-enrage the enforcer. They get a stacking enrage buff, which unfortunately destroys the tank. And this is why you don't do this pull on a pug. It can easily overwhelm the group. There's also a curse that comes out, which must either be out healed, or if you're lucky. Oh, that nasty stun went off. As I was saying, the curse, you either have to dispel it if you've got a mage or a shaman, or you have to out heal it. Oh, sorry, or a druid as well. See, that dot right there. I can just dispel it. If I never had a class that could dispel it, it's a lot of healing. Put the Beguiler on focus again. And I'll get ready to slow the Enforcer to let the tank kite when needed. So I'm going to put down my slow. Seems like the Retro wants to tank. Dot on me, so I'll dispel it. I'll enter to chain to cast. Please start kiting. Please start kiting. You're going to die. You're going to die. Nine stacks. You're definitely going to die. That was playing with fire. That was nasty. Now this druid at the moment is slacking. He can easily take that debuff off himself. But our boy was slacking. See if I can get a bit of mana here. Still in combat though. Nasty. Just as I was drinking as well. Both in real life and in game. Scumbag. Again, the dots came out on me. It's on me again, so I'll use my ratio. When the lava benders go below 40% health, they do just a pulsing AoE damage on the group that gets harder as time goes on. I mention that because at the very end pull here there are 2 lava benders. You do not want to bring both to 40% at the same time, unless you're willing to commit some serious cooldowns. Again, the Beguiler. And the really high tank dot. Now this one here, be careful because there is a patrolling lava bender pack. Depending on your luck and your timing, you don't want to pull it with too many packs. Or maybe this tank didn't get the memo. Because there's also an Enforcer in this pack which does a nasty tank damage. Let's see how this is going to go. I'm going to put a slow down just in case he wants to outkite it. Here comes the AoE damage as well. We'll just pulse and get stronger as time goes on. Now I don't really want to have to use too many cooldowns, but it seems like I don't have a choice. Druid get in, Druid, or not. The tank is taking a lot of risks with these pulls. And we do have high damage, but it's a lot of risk he's taking for no real reason. That was the curse that you have to dispel or out heal. The AoE pulse damage from the lava bender. All of the casts and the Enforcer smashing the tank. Again, I've put my Beguiler on cooldown, or on cooldown, very good, on focus. That way I can get the cast when required. Now this next pack, I really seriously hope that they're going to take one down to 40% instead of both. I don't have Spirit Link to keep them all alive. So I'm at the mercy at the moment. I'm going to mark one with a skull. Hopefully things will go well. Avoid the frontal. Okay. It looks like they're both coming down at the same time. This is going to be scary. Here comes the first pulsing AoE. And here comes the second one, so we'll get two at the same time now. One's down, thankfully. But that AoE is still nothing to panic about if the group use their defensives. As a tank here, first part's simple enough, just interrupt what you can. Afterwards, when the dragon spawns, you can either use these alcoves to hide in, or this one here, which will force these ads that spawn to spawn together and are easy to AoE down. You just have to use a defensive every time, or every so often. This cast Invocation of Shadow is simply the ad coming that must be targeted down. If the ad is on you with this line that you see now, do not let the ad touch you. If you do, it's a wipe. Everyone will get a hit that you really can't out-heal in the high levels. So again, as part of the fight, the tank drags him into an alcove. Here comes the curse. It's easy enough to out-heal on the boss. And then the ads spawn underneath the boss. He'll do a knockback, which will take everyone quite low. So just make sure you're not facing the edges. Watch out for the flames if you're melee. And rinse repeat. It's easy boss mechanics. At 50%, the boss will fly away. So here comes the next curse. Now, I do have multiple classes here that can take it off, but they are scumbagging right now. We'll put a slow so that adds is spawned, and here comes the knockback. So make sure everyone's on 100%. Now, if you're unfortunate, the tank does take some flame damage at the same time as well. Again, here comes the curses, got to out-heal them. Here comes the ads, so we're going to put down a slow. And again with the knockback. As long as you make sure everyone's topped off before the knockback comes in, there's nothing to worry around. Now this next pack is probably one of the hardest in this whole place. You've got the tank busters, you've got the beguilers which do the single target stun, you've got the dot on the tank, and several casters. Not to mention having to dispel the curse. Shame on you, Druid and Shaman. You can take care of that. So we're going to stun, which will also act as the Enrager for the Enforcer. If the Enforcer doesn't get a chance to use his melee attacks on a target, the Enrage will fall off. He's skipping the dragon. To do this, just simply hug the wall. And hope no one pulls it behind. These next few mobs, the Corruptors, will do a channel on one person. As long as they pop a defensive and you focus the Corruptor down, you shouldn't die. They also do black swirlies on the floor. If you get hit with the black swirlies, you will be mind controlled. These here. Don't stand in them. Just don't do it. Good evening. So it's channeling on the Paladin. He did pop a defensive and make sure to keep him nice and topped. Again, the black swirlies. Don't let your teammates smash you. And this one's going to be on the Druid. A lovely sacrifice there. Well done that, Paladin. The last pack here is going to have 2 Corruptors, so the healer will have a bit more of a more difficult time. As long as your party's helping you with defensives and health pots, it's nice. That's on the Paladin. He bubbled it. Thank you very much. He's on form. Ladies. Oh, the Paladin got mind control, I think. Let's see. No, he just pulled the next pack. That was rather scary from that tank. Why did he pull that so fast? Maybe take both casts on him, perhaps. Not necessary, though. We've got plenty of time to down this. Again, avoid the swirlies. This Druid's dead. That's on the Shaman. Oh my god, oh, that was close. This one's on the Paladin. I don't believe he's got any more cooldowns left. This one's on the Sham. Good sacrifice from the tank. There we go, 1 Corruptor left. It's going to be on the Shaman again. There we go. Okay, this boss mechanic here. As soon as you pull the boss, he's going to do a pulsing AoE damage, which doesn't take the group too low. If you stand in the tentacles, you'll be stunned for a few seconds, and then he'll do something which requires you to find a safety area. Just take a few minutes, look it out, and see if you can find a safety zone. I'll show you how. Here comes the pulsing AoE. There's also going to be a stage where it will spawn small adds as well. It's very important you do not AoE the small adds straight away. So again, if you see the outer edge, quickly look around the room. See if you can find out where it's shrinking to. Find a safety zone, spread apart because 2 people will be marked with effects. You simply just have to out-heal this damage. There's going to be a tank buster that happens in a seconds. So as a tank, make sure behind you is not a tentacle. Do not be AoEing the adds until the next cast from the boss. If these small adds die, they increase the shadow damage you take. And then that's all the mechanics. Shadow Gale, find the safety area. Going to be over this side. A general rule of thumb with this, if you can straight away see the edges as soon as it's cast, you need to move fast. I'll pop a defensive here. One's on me, one's on the Druid. You don't want to stand in these circles. Here comes the small adds. Again, don't AoE them. It's going to be a tank buster. I'll use Spirit Line to keep them alive. Here comes the pulsing AoE. If you AoE down the adds, there's a good chance we're going to die. Because even with them still alive, we were really close to dying. So, find the safety zone again. Where do we see? It's way over there. Here comes the edge. As long as you don't panic, you look where you need to be and move. Going to commit a few heals for this because we don't have any cooldowns left. Again, making sure you spread out. Came in, don't die. Tank buster, he's bubbled. There's going to be the AoE incoming in a few seconds. And then finish off the adds. Shame and get caught by a tentacle there, so extra bit of healing. And that was a lovely 14 points.